Hello, and today we have Bakugo from My Hero Academia. This is actually part of a set. It's meant to be paired with the Deku that I drew a while ago. There's a video for that if you wanted to check it out. I have a link for it at the very end. I actually drew a lot of different sketches to try to figure out the actual layout and composition of Bakugo to be paired with Deku, but ultimately I ended up with this particular pose here. I didn't show all of my failed attempts because I didn't want to make this video too long. But I do stress, when you are doing drawings, whether it's digital or traditional, that you do emphasize your original sketches. Don't just do one, do at least a few. In this case, I did quite a bit because I wasn't satisfied with the end result. So like I said, it's critical to spend more time on sketches to get the pose you want than do very few and end up with a drawing you don't like. And what you're seeing here is my go-to method of going from grayscale to color. It's the use of gradient maps. I'm also working on a video to better explain that process in depth, but essentially it's changing the grayscales from whites to grays to blacks to whatever colors that you choose. And the particular brush I'm using here, it's the smoke brush. I use this brush so much for so many of my effects and backgrounds that I recommend you guys try it out. Links in the description so you can have fun with it as well. And essentially been creating the fire effect. You just go from, as you can see here, yellows, oranges, reds, etc. to then create that effect while using the smudge tool to kind of emphasize how it looks. And here I'm basically drawing all these random tiny little lines. Once you add a radial blur zoom, makes all the difference. And once again here, I'm using that smoke brush, adjusting the colors and the opacity to get the effect that I want. An important thing to remember when drawing and you're having effects or some type of background is to remember that whatever you draw, all the colors have to affect the subject that's within that environment. So all the explosions and everything that's behind Bakugo, all the lighting has to affect him as well. Because if you do not adjust the lighting accordingly, it looks like he's misplaced. So to add to that sense of depth and realism, you have to ensure to add all the different color effects onto the subject that you're drawing. And for whatever reason, I felt like this drawing needed to add a little bit more depth to it. So an easy way to do that is to add things to the environment. So that's why I added all these rocks here to add to that explosion, to add that sense of depth to this actual drawing here. And here is the final completed piece of Bakugo. So what do you guys think? If you like it, why don't you give it a thumbs up? If you're new here, thank you for watching this, and why don't you consider hitting that subscribe button so you never miss any new content that I put out. And until the next video, guys, goodbye.